Well, what's up, guys? This is Jay from COI. So, I want to talk about the stimulus package that, as of tonight, it has not passed, but I'm sure by Wednesday it's going to pass. I am positive it's going to pass here soon. So, this package started as an $800 billion um, stimulus package, and it called for every American to get about $1,000. Um, when it finally hit Mitch McConnell's desk, it turned into like 20% of Americans were going to get about $600. Democrats apparently said, no, we need to do more. I don't know if that's true. It's really hard to say. The important thing is they continued to block it because they said there wasn't enough oversight, and it reminded them too much of a 2008 bailout bill that we all really hate. Um, and I wanna say that I'm not trusting them. Okay, so if you're on the right, I'm not taking their side right now. And I will say that in this time there's been other people who've come up with really really good stimulus packages. Um, People like Bernie Sanders, Ocasio-Cortez. And I know nobody likes her, but she's a lot smarter than people give her credit for. Um, and if that's too left leaning for you, just look at Josh Hawley, Mike Lee. They've all come up with kind of the same. In fact, Josh Hawley and Bernie Sanders are basically the same stimulus bill. And if you know Josh Hawley, he is a Republican. So their bills call for about a 3 month period where Americans get $2,400 a month and each child gets 500, and the bill is about $1.6 trillion. Ocasio-Cortez's was a little bit more conservative, not much more, but still hit around the $1.4 trillion over the next 3 months. But no, and a mix between Moscow Mitch, um, Nancy Pelosi, and all the elites and corporatists up there in Washington, it all changed. And now, by the way, that $1.6 trillion bill that Bernie and Holly were trying to get, and it was just too much, and we don't know how to do it, is now. Sorry, I don't know if I said billion, but it was trillion, 1.6 trillion. But now it's not even a stimulus package anymore. It is a bailout, and it's $4 trillion. And you might be thinking, well, okay, but it's over 3 months, right? No, nope. One-time payment to every American. The Rona check uh, will be, I guess, for our March bills. I guess $1,200 is what's talked about right now. I haven't seen anything and this keeps changing very constantly. So, but I've heard that the check for every American would be $1,200, and I think 500 per child. And you might say, well, then how the hell did it go to 4 trillion? I'll tell you why. Because lobbyists and special interests got involved. Boeing wants $50 billion, even though in the last 10 years they spent 96% of their cash flow on stock buyback. They didn't invest in employees, they didn't invest in infrastructure. And let's be honest, Boeing can't make a goddamn plane. Boeing was fucked before the coronavirus because their inability to actually run a company and to, do what they're paid to do, make a flyable plane. I live around the Wichita area in Kansas, and trust me, Boeing screwing up their plane has sent this place into a mini recession anyway. A lot of people were laid off. The airplane industry in general needs a giant overhaul, and some of them just need to fail. But they're not the only ones with their hat in hand asking for money. No, people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos, two of the richest people in America, yeah, they want a $5 billion grant so that they can keep their employees in a space industry that they're in. Um, Let me get the exact quote. I don't want to be taken out of context here too much. See here. Yes, okay. The Commercial Spaceflight Federation, whose members include billionaire Elon Musk and Amazon co founder Jeff Bezos, called on Congress to provide $5 billion in grants or loans to keep commercial space company employees on the job and at launch facilities. Yeah. You know, the guys who are worth billions of goddamn dollars, they want us to pay for it. Why? Because they had an opportunity. You know, these people, these rich people who talk about how much socialism is so horrible. And what they should say is, no, socialism for all of you is horrible. Socialism for the rich is great. That's how we need to keep it. We make all the money, you guys pay us. That's how it should work. Um, the health insurance lobby has asked lawmakers to add a proposal that would limit how much hospitals and doctors can charge patients for testing and treatment of the coronavirus. That sounds legit, right? No, it's because they don't want to pay for it. That's why. They don't want to pay for the treatment. Once they have to actually do their job, which all this time you've been paying them, you've been working at a shitty job just because it had good insurance. Well, now that they have to fess up and actually pay that money, no, we can't do that. They're saying this is price gouging. But when they charge you $50 for an IV bag, and these are real numbers, $30 for a Band-Aid, oh, that price gouging's okay. Let's talk about the fishing industry, who's asked for $20 billion just because, people don't want to eat fish. I have no idea. But they have also called for immigration reform because, as they say, they're afraid they're not going to have enough workforce come salmon season. It seems ridiculous, especially since there has been people saying that our unemployment is going to reach 30%. And this company is saying, oh yeah, we're going to have jobs, but we're not paying Americans to do it. No, they want too much money. We want to hire immigrants. Then we're going to blame them for the problems of not having jobs. The Candy Bar Association. Yeah, the people in candy, Mars, $5 billion. Restaurants, I believe they want something like 145 billion. The shopping mall group, whatever they're called, I don't have that in front of me. I know they wanted $1 trillion. Shopping malls. Shopping malls failed before this. They made too many goddamn shopping malls. People don't want to go to shopping malls. Shopping malls are basic. They were shutting down. They were in trouble years ago. They want $1 trillion. Everyone, all these special interest groups and all these companies come with hat in hand. Hey, we need money. Give us money. Meanwhile, by the way, there's a perfect industry right now that is medical equipment. Some of these companies could easily switch their processes and start making things like ventilators. And they could actually get paid from the government, and that'd be fine because they would be making money. Now, granted, I know there's going to be issues with price gouging and whatever, but at least they would be doing something for it. The hotel industry wants billions of dollars for nothing, but we do need goddamn ventilators. We do need masks, and these companies have the money to do it. And if they don't, and if they have ran their companies so shitty that they can't weather the storm, why are we giving them money? Because it's obvious that they can't do that. And you might say, well, that's harsh to say. Some people didn't prepare for it. No. I own a business. Did you know what? All my employees are still being paid. One of my employees might have coronavirus. She's getting paid right now. I run a small business. I own a vape shop. I own a few vape shops. But you know what I did? I didn't fuck around with my money and I didn't gamble it. I saved it and I held it back to do things like pay taxes and to make sure my employees were taken care of if something happened. I also did what most of these companies knew was going to happen, and that was I've been paying attention. I knew this was going to come over here. So you better believe, since early February, I had pushed back. I got aggressive on certain ordering. On other orders, I stopped. I stopped expanding and I just started saving because I knew this was going to happen. And trust me, all these companies did know as well. Everyone who has to do international business knew this was going to come. So why are we giving them all that? Why don't they give me $1 billion? It seems like I could run a company better. It seems like a lot of small businesses could run them better. So why are we doing this to help Boeing, to help the hotel industry? And here's look, it's not just my opinion that this is a project that's just gonna fail after launching. Um, I'll also quote the Wall Street Journal here and says the Trump administration is assuming that any $1 in capital from the Treasury could result in $10 of lending from the Fed. But analysts have said money may not go as far if the loan uh, facilitates or faculties, sorry, this is really tiny writing, support assets that are sustaining greater losses, which is likely. I'll read that again since I totally read that just awfully. The Trump administration is assuming that any $1 in capital from the Treasury could result in $10 of lending from the Fed, but analysts have said money may not go as far if the loan facilities support assets that are sustaining losses, which is likely. Meaning this: if the Trump administration bails out the hotels, they give them $50 billion. The hotels aren't going to make any money off of that $50 billion. It's just going to go to waste because they're not sustainable right now. People aren't traveling. People aren't going to hotels. What Trump should be doing if he wants to do a bailout is what I think everyone is probably saying in their head right now. Why are we even messing with the middleman? Why do we give a shit about the candy industry, the beer industry, travel industry, fishing, planes, you name it? Why don't they just give the money directly to the people? Because one of the things that they've said, and the Democrats bring this up, is they want to encourage these companies not to fire employees. They want to encourage them to keep them on if they receive bailout. There's no stipulations in there. There's no law. Just, hey, it's a strongly worded piece of advice. Don't fire your people because we'll get mad. You're a capitalist. You'll do good. You won't fuck them over. Why give them the opportunity? You want to pass a $4 trillion bill? Go right ahead. Make it 6 months. Every American gets $2,400. Every adult American $2,400. Every child gets $500. Do that for 6 months. I guarantee you're going to stimulate the economy far more than giving shopping centers, the Council of Shopping Centers, $1 trillion. I guarantee it. Because all of us will spend our money. In fact, most of that money is going to go to debtors anyway. It's going to go to car loans. It's going to go to mortgages or rent. But what it is also going to do is speculation is going to raise. The stock markets. Have you noticed today the stocks are up? That's all because of speculation. It's because they think the stimulus bill is going to pass. It's not even like people are spending more money. In fact, I think today has been one of the worst days in America for the coronavirus. So it has very little to do with actual spending. It's the fact that there's belief and there's faith in the market, which is for a completely another show, but it's fucking ridiculous that we have a system that works that way. But no, if every American is just taking a staycation and not trying to die, but still buying on Amazon, still paying their bills, still getting gas, you know, working in to getting back on our feet. And then, hell, let's say summer comes around and we've kind of beat this thing and we all have a lot of money. We're going to buy shit. We're going to feel like we need it. Small businesses who are also getting that, they won't, guys like me, we're not going to take a salary because, hey, I'm getting $2,400 off the government. That's more than I pay me right now. And I know you might be thinking, God, you don't pay yourself anything. I really don't. You can't be successful in a small business or in a business, I think, and pay yourself a lot of money. It's ridiculous. But I digress. That means more of that money is going to go back into the small business. It's going to go for growth. In fact, most small businesses will take that money and hire more people. And the reason they'll be able to is because your local people will be in there spending money because they'll have the money. If we give all that money to, let's say, Boeing here in Wichita, Boeing is going to keep most of it. They're just going to fucking keep it. And they're probably going to buy their stocks and wait for the economy to come back again so they can make trillions off of it. Meanwhile, they're going to let people go. People are going to not have very much money. People aren't going to be able to shop at local businesses. I'm going to have to, and not just me, but millions of small businesses around the country are going to have to let people go because at some point we can't sustain this. The economy does have to bounce back. But the thing is, every time the economy is fucked up, it's fucked up by them. It's fucked up by the people running it, not us. We're doing our job. We're spending our money. We're out there stimulating the economy. It is the biggest coup I have ever seen. This stimulus package is disgusting. Oh, and by the way, they're going to have to do this again next month. The coronavirus isn't going away. I wish it were, but none of this is changing. And you know what? April's bills are going to come. What are we going to do then? Some of us are probably just going to starve. Some of us are going to die. But at least Jeff Bezos has more money. At least Elon Musk can still be every libertarian's hero. Look, all I'm saying is if this doesn't go like it should, if our government doesn't do right by us this time, I don't want to see what's going to happen. But I know for a fact that gun sales have went through the roof. I know that people are tired of the elite's bullshit. They're tired of celebrities' bullshit. People are agitated, they're angry, and they're scared. And if you tell me, and you tell these people, hey, we're giving $1 trillion to shopping malls. You get $1,200 this one time and then you starve. They're not going to just die peacefully. There'll be a major transformation in our country. And I don't know what's going to happen. I really don't, and I hope it doesn't come to that. I really, really do. That keeps me up at night. But hopefully, they'll do what's in our best interest for once. Yeah, I don't believe it either. Anyway, I'm really curious what you guys' thoughts are on the stimulus package. Again, I want to say this. Nothing is set in stone yet. But as that price keeps going up and I see we get the same, it's disturbing. It's incredibly disturbing. It's like they're trying to get one last, cash out. And that's really scary too, because what does that mean? What do they know that we don't know? Are the elites and rich all trying to do one last robbery and go off to their island? I don't know. I don't think so. But something doesn't seem right. This is bigger than the bailout in '08. And it does very little for us. I don't know. I'm really curious what your thoughts are. Anyway, guys, you have a great night. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Stay at home. Um, I'm really though curious. So yeah, let me know what you think. Anyway, take care.